Hi family, how are you? I don't really care if anybody's here or not. The people that are meant to see the message will receive the message as it is based on the level of consciousness that each person is, and if they are ready to receive the message, it will definitely find them. So gratitude and love to the all universe, the almighty, the absolute. I hope you can hear me well. 1 second. All right. Yeah, I'm here. 1987, 5th month, Fasc 23. General message, our friends. We have transcended the century of miracles. We have attained cognizance. Now we have started the transition of cognizance beyond the universe. Hear that? We have transcended the century of miracles. We have attained cognizance. Now we have started a transition of cognizance beyond the universe. We're not in the age of spookism, where somebody is more superior than us, where we're waiting for someone to heal us. We're waiting for someone to show us miracles for us to believe. We are in the age of knowing, okay? Knowing beyond the earth, expanding to the all universes. We're in the age of knowing. And not just knowing the universes, but knowing the you within the universe and the universe within the you. Okay? In the plans beyond the moral realms, far away from matter, right? There is no such thing as applied science and learning. Learning mechanism ends here. You no longer need to learn because you have to be. You will be. Being is all knowing and action simultaneously. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. It happens simultaneously. You are the mind. From now on, gradually, we will try to transmit to you the knowledge your level of awareness is not able to grasp. However, before that, it is imperative that you should attain the consciousness of what all these efforts are. The supreme utterances given from the Supreme Court of Allah are each a means of accelerating your preparation for a very advanced plan. However, to be able to transcend this consciousness is only possible by the ability of cognizance to attain logic and by possessing a supreme awareness besides this ordinance. Passing to realms beyond the realms, cosmoses, and limitless boundaries is not as easy as it is presumed. And to attain cognizance of this awareness means to be able to attain the awareness of the entire ordinance. There cannot be any reason without an intention. Each thought is the key of a path that will be opened. Ask, right? Right? There are such different views on the advanced evolvement plans that if we relayed these views to you, all the habitual beliefs you have had until today would be upset. For this reason, an ordinance of graduation has always been felt necessary both in the evolvement plan and in the level of knowledge. Each knowledge given prepares a basis of knowledge that will be given in future. First, the most minimum of this knowledge is taken in hand. Later, gradually, it is disclosed. By this means, one acts loyally to the system of the ordinance of graduation. They don't give everything to us at once because it's an evolvement process. You have to reach certain level of awareness and consciousness in order for other frequency or dimensional knowledge to be given to you. Otherwise, it will blow up your brain circuit. Okay? We have attained a certitude that mentioning the orders far beyond the divine order will be detrimental factor for your present evolvement level. Therefore, we give such knowledge only to those consciousnesses who have completed their evolvement levels. There For this reason, consciousnesses who attain awareness in accordance with the accelerated evolution ordinance are being sent to focal points where this knowledge is found. Okay? For this reason, consciousnesses who attain awareness in accordance with the accelerated evolution ordinance are being sent to focal points where this knowledge is found. These energy transfers are for preparing you for the knowledge of more advanced plans. The entire ordinance presents a law of equilibrium. The goal is to apply the ordinance to the medium without impairing the equilibrium. So there always has to be harmony and balance in the knowledges that we receive. For this reason, first of all religious mediums and religious themes have been taken in hand. This is a period of transition. The awakening ordinance of the religious plans occurs very quickly. However, conservatism is an obstacle for the progress of this medium. For this reason, many emissaries of the divine plan are assisting you. The application of the plan is the threshold of the golden age. First, religious consciousness, then universal awareness. The ordinance is acting on this path. Love to you from beyond realms, the presence of which are not known. Goodbye for now. Be merciful. And that was from a being called Star, or beings called Star. History of evolution. The applied system of the unified reality is unifying all the universal points. All the universal points are being unified. You can never achieve this unification individually, right? So there's no selfishness. It's a unity consciousness, right? It's a collective consciousness, a collective transition into awareness. That which administers the ordinance of all the realms is the focal point. It is working together with the order establishing mechanism of the divine plan. The application of the plan has been present since time immemorial. However, it does not take into effect the direct application fields unless the public consciousness reaches a certain level. This is why we must spread the awakening messages, right? To get all of us to a certain level so that the skies will be open. When the public consciousness reaches a certain level by the progresses it achieves, the plan connects with that society. Okay? Only then is the awareness of the entire ordinance projected on you. The preeminent ones of the preeminent mechanism who project the divine ordinances of the divine periods are the pillars of the entire cosmos. The system is obliged to introduce to you this power first. For this power is the power of natural consciousness, and it constitutes the essence of the energy that brought you into existence. The natural consciousness constitutes the essence of the natural energy that brought you into existence. For this reason, first the system introduces you to yourself, your higher self, your true self, your essence self. By this means, one attains universal awareness. Listen to this. Where was that? For this reason, first the system introduces you to yourself. By this means, one attains universal awareness. Bro, you're introduced to you, your higher self. And from then on, you attain universal awareness. Why is that so profound? Because you are the universe. You just need to become aware of that. Right? Okay. Otherwise, you can never attain universal consciousness. It is so difficult for a human to know his or her essence that the system has investigated the means by which a human can attain this consciousness in the quickest way possible since time immemorial. And in different periods of time, it has taken into effect many operations by different methods. 1. First of all, free will reflecting through the essence of the divine plan came into effect. When this system did not give the desired results, later, 2. The divine knowledge of the plan was taken into effect in the clearest form. When this system did not give the desired results either, 3. care was taken for the continuation of the origin of the race and for the genes not to become impaired. The natural degeneration resulted by this system led us to, 3. Care was taken for the continuation of the origin of the race and for the genes not to become impaired. The natural degenerations resulted by the system led us to the application of a quite different system. 4. By this new system, natural transfers between different genes were started. So first they gave us free will. That didn't work out well because humanity was just, off chart, right? Then divine knowledge was given to us. And then again, worship began, and we kind of lost track of that, right? So then a different system was introduced, right? And then they try to preserve the gene so that the gene does not become degenerated. So then the next thing they did was part 4. By this new system, natural transfers between different genes were started. By applying certain natural cosmic engraftment to the consciousness level of these natural transfers, the divine plan took into effect the application of training and educative plan all over again. By this means, the ancient books of the history of religions were introduced to you. Okay, so they tried the first approach of the divine knowledge, didn't work out. Then there was the educative measurements to introduce to us God, creation, and all that stuff, but in a religious perspective. And this was given through the prophets, right? Since this ancient knowledge, that is the tablets of God's decrees, is a source of knowledge that the human consciousness cannot grasp, you were taken into a teaching plan only through... One second, gotta charge my phone. Okay. Let me fix this up. Okay. Since this ancient knowledge, that is the tablet of God's decrees, is a source of knowledge the human consciousness cannot grasp, you were taken into a teaching plan only through their summaries. So the religious books were summaries from this archival book in the universe called the Tablet of God's Decrees. And this has everything, but we could not grasp that knowledge that exists in there. So it was broken down with each prophet, bring knowledge given to us, and it was summarized, kind of diluted based on our level of consciousness, right? When no benefit was obtained even through this system, number 5, the decision of putting the plans of historical sons into the application field was taken, and by this means your sacred books was dictated by celestial commands. The resonances of the letter and sound frequencies of these sacred books caused great changes in your consciousness forms, and your thought frequencies began to rise. By this means, a unification desired by the plan was obtained for the first time, and a system that proceeded on this path was put in the application field. Do you hear that? So it was, these sacred books was dictated by celestial commands, and the frequencies of those words. Remember I said in the beginning was a word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. Frequencies of these words. That's why I always talk, and I teach you guys, and I teach all of us, and I teach myself, words, thoughts, seriously, matter. It's everything, right? Because if in the beginning was the word, and the word was with God in the mind, and the word was God, that means that I am my thought. My thoughts create. You understand? So, moving on. Okay. Number 6. The beginning of this system was started on your planet officially by our light friend Moses. But before that, this system had taken your planet under supervision by special contacts as a period of training in the application field of the plan, as it is now. Only afterwards, these periods projected on your planet by different durations much knowledge as celestial knowledge and celestial commands in accordance with the receptive powers of the consciousness levels and the thought frequencies. A. Celestial knowledge was sown within consciousnesses. B. Celestial commands were revealed through the books. Right? So thou shalt not this, thou shalt not that. Okay? The Far East has awakened by the knowledge sown within consciousnesses, and those who got in contact with us first on your planet have been these solar friends of ours. So they're referring to the Far East, the Asias. If your planet had been awakened as a whole by these consciousness seeds, the 4 books comprising the celestial commands and knowledge would not have been revealed to you. Then there would not be any need for this knowledge book either. Dogons and the Incas have made contact with us very easily since they possess the purity of primitive consciousness. Connection with us occur either by advanced evolvement in pursuit or by pure consciousness. This is the inner child, the innocence, the connectivity with nature and the earth. The prime essence that has not been corrupted by the matrix, your natural self. This were the practice of the Dogons and the Incas. Like back home in Ghana, we used to, before colonization, say thank you to the sun, the waters, the wind, the trees, and we thank everything that we ever used. And we didn't create nuclear bombs. And we were cool with the animals, and in each family basically had an animal that's attributed to it, like the lion family, the alligator family, and they had like I guess what's the word, contracts, treaties with the animals. So things were sacred and respected, right? Our light friend Moses called out to your planet for the first time and officially from the universal plan. Afterwards, you passed to a different system by different gene transfers that were made, the system of the sixes. The evolution ordinance of the plan was taken into effect by this means. Thank you for liking. To eliminate various doubts that have remained in your consciousnesses until today, the Universal Ordinance Council is explaining all the knowledge through Dear Mevlana, and is bestowing it on you as a knowledge book. It is presented for your knowledge, and that was from the council. I hope I didn't miss anything. Yeah, no, I didn't. Okay. Our friends, in this system, the emissaries of the divine plan who reach up to the preeminent rank of our Lord are always kept frozen as a final gene. However, the first of the energies of the spiritual plan that came into existence at the same time with the initial existence of the universe has been kept here as the essence gene for periods amounting to more than billions of years. These were their first creations, the first essences to exist. We call these essence genes the noble genes. They are approximately equivalent to the age of your planet. These noble genes have attained a whole by being unified with the genes of their final evolution cycles. The supreme consciousnesses of these wholes who are on your planet at the moment are locked in their essence consciousnesses, since they have to carry a consciousness equivalent to the dimension frequency of your planet. So they're saying that the essence genes, the initial essence genes, the ones that have completed their evolution and have mastered themselves and know themselves and are a universe, right? Our ascended brothers and sisters, the initials, they're here, but they had to kind of be diluted based on the frequency of the planet, because they're from higher dimensions with higher knowledge, higher frequencies, higher vibrations, higher awareness. And then this is 3D matrix at 0 world frequency. Now you are being prepared so that you will not return to the lower plans anymore after this period that is accepted as the final age. So we are in the final age, where the religious books call them the resurrection, the resurrecting, the crossing of the Sirat. Because now we are accepting you together with your family mediums into other universes. with the same body, the same consciousness, the same essence, and you, who will live interminably without being exposed to any other changes, will be together with us. The family mediums of those who serve the plan during this final period will be bestowed on them through direct beaming, without being subjected to a period of waiting as a debt to be paid for the missions they have performed. Our word is a pledge of God. It is beneficial to know this. And that was from Center. Hi, Ifya. Clear knowledge. Our friends, Allah is the root of all energies. The root of all. So there's energies. There's preeminent ones. There are creators. There are prophets, angels. There are gods, lords of various worlds. Just like there's the government. And then there's the, what are they called? Mayors, district attorneys. I don't know what they're called. But there are subs, right? So it says Allah is the root of all energies. That includes natural energy, ether, quantum, name it. Okay? And this is not to say Allah as in like, oh, Islamic religion, Allah is the truth. I'm not even we're not even talking. We're talking about power. We're talking about beyond power. The name Allah, if you look at it, has ALL. And what better word to explain all? All. That's it. The all. Okay? What else can you describe when you're saying all? It is the all. The all. Absolute all. Right? So Allah is the root of all energies, a point from which all creation came into existence, whom one cannot reach even through the mental path. That means even to ascend, you have to go through the mental path. The mind is everything. The mind is the most power. And they're saying that the mind, the mental path, cannot even reach Allah. That is how magnificent and omni, and these words are just 3D words because our vocabulary is very limited compared to other planets and other universes. But, okay, all creations came into existence in a process of transformation. Allah rendered humankind the most matured living being as the light of all universes. Here, Allah is the creator. The power of humankind is in its achievement of mental transcendence. The dimensions by this means, the findings beyond universes have reached up to your present times. Now, we notice it says here, Allah is the creator, right? Now, I mentioned earlier that there's different rankings, different expressions, and outwards pouring of source, the all, right? So, how do I explain this? Just like water has solid, liquid, and gas, Allah has all these various titles: Creator, Lord, God. But these are fractals of the all. Just like you and I are fractals of the all. Just like the sand, you can find the universe and everything that exists in the universe in a grain of sand. Okay? So the power of humankind is in its achievement of mental transcendence. The power of humankind is in its achievement of mentally transcending the dimensions. Mentally. That's why I'm always on create the wheel of excitement. The stresses and the problems of 3D world is just an illusion. It's a mental transcendent. Mental. The resurrecting is in the mind. The Christos. The pineal. The higher self. As above, so below. As you are spirit, so you are here. As you are solar, so you are here. Right? It's the mental transcendent. However, the atomic whole we call the spiritual potential is a mystery concealing all the knowledge in itself since cosmos came into existence. Such a natural system, such an intricate scheme formed that nothing is lost in the universe. So, you ever feeling down? Thinking that you're not part of nothing? You're not lost. You're not out of circuit, okay? You're part of this. Everything that you're feeling is part of it. Now, you need to just mentally transcend and rise above what it is that you're perceiving as you, because you're not your problems. You're not any of these things. You're beyond that. You're only allowing yourself to feel. You can allow yourself to also detach, right? Now we would like to talk to you about far before the orders and technologies. By the research made about times when living beings called the human did not yet come into existence. One enters such periods in which a very advanced technology had been prevalent, that at this stage all systems become silent. Whoa. Technology was prevalent and all systems were silent. Who were the establishers of this technology? Where did they come from? How did they come into existence? Here, all mental activities cease. Since we find numerous universe clusters during the research we make, now we are trying to reach the first of those clusters in our studies. These are our higher ascended brothers and sisters studying the universe and reaching out to us. In the meantime, the reason of existence of the living being called the human and us who have come up to here has more or less been determined. As a result of analyzing the energy particles, we are obtaining much different and advanced knowledge. At present, we have arrived at the source of the energy and the creative power. We have passed to dimensions beyond it technologically. And by the efforts of your mental activities, many unknown horizons have been discovered. So, like, our mental activities is also being put to work, even though we're not even aware. However, the truth is as follows. The root of the energy source passes from the boundary of thought. Now, such a study is continued that a research is being made, plane by plane, without skipping anything and without giving the slightest concession, by starting from the base of a pyramid and working upwards to its apex. We are, our ascended brothers and sisters who live in higher dimensions, they're in search as well. They're exploring. And we have now reached the age of also exploring the all universe. And in exploring the all universe, we're exploring ourselves in source and source in us. This is the knowledge that we're after, because it's the in-birth of source. Source created and spread it out into fractals. Now it's the aggregation back into the one atomic whole, back into the one energy system. Now, where was I? The research you think has ended at the apex of this pyramid is leading you to much different data. So knowledge is interminable. It does not end. At present, the knowledge obtained through the archives we have is far outside our knowledge. However, we will solve this too. Now we have attained the conviction nothing is single. However, a whole creates the singleness by comprising everything within itself. One passes to such dimensions beyond this that there we possess knowledge about which we cannot talk to you yet. If we accept the measure line between you and us from the viewpoint of knowledge as a measurement from 1 to 100, you can enter the second centimeter of this measure. So they're saying that from 1 to 100, we humans are 2 in our 3D world, in our knowledge level, compared to them who are at 100. Such knowledge is being received from beyond the spiritual plan, that the thought signals in these energy particles are forcing us to expand like a fan. We call this infinite beyond infinite. At present, we have opened only one of the billions of gates leading there. One of the billion, and they've only opened it. They haven't entered. They've only opened it. And this takes us outside the atomic whole. We have not entered through this gate yet. This single open gate and its channels encompass the very advanced dimensions of the divine plan and the spiritual mechanism. That's just the one gate they haven't even entered. At the moment, we are in connection with the mechanism of the preeminent spirit. That is the apex of the spiritual plan. By this means, they're in connection with the preeminent spirit. That is that is at the apex of the spiritual plan. So the higher up of the spiritual plan, the ruler or the overseer, that one particular preeminent spirit, now there's many preeminent spirit, but the one in charge of the spiritual plan, they have gotten in connection with that being. By this means, we have started the application of a spiritual technological plan together with our human brothers and sisters. We will share together everything discovered in the universe as much as the brain powers can receive. When you reach as far as where we are, we will eat bigger morsels. That means that we will bite into bigger knowledge, right? However, before that, we are obliged to relay to you the knowledge about the human animal universe in accordance with the ordinance of existence. Later, we will disclose the knowledge about the mechanism of lords and its hierarchical order in accordance with your level of consciousness. It is presented for your knowledge. And that was from Center. Thank you, babe. Hey, you, Miracle Magic. So the universal animal human. We will transmit this long message section by section for you to comprehend it better. Now remember, this book came in 1981 when this book's frequency hit the planet. The planet's frequency started raising. 1981. I'm 37. I was born in 87. So this book is like what, 40 plus years old. So, and the evolution since this book touched the planet is, I believe, 1,000 years in 1 year. That is the speed of evolution that we're at right now. And that was from 1981. And I'm sure that it has accelerated beyond that. So we are at a different whole ball game at the moment. Section 1. So we're reading Universe, Animal, Human. Okay, Section 1. The universe of light is the essence energy focal point of the Lord. Okay, the universe of light is the essence energy focal point of the Lord. Okay, genuine humans and all the living beings in the cosmos came into existence through this essence energy. By the explosion of the last great sun in the second universe, let us speak in your own terms. By means of the Big Bang, the fireballs that constituted the first universe were scattered around the entire void. However, the immutable ordinance of the atomic structure held them together by the spiral vibrations and prevented their possibility of sliding into the void, and your centrifugal universe came into existence. Transfers, and you know what centrifugal is, right? Like when you take blood plasma and they put in that machine and it spins it around, and all the heavy components come to the bottom and the lighter plasmas float upwards. Well, that's why 3D is very dense, because of the centrifugal spin of the universe. So we're in 3D and it's very, very dense here. Everything is slow. It's harder particles, slower frequency or vibration. Now, where was I? Transfers started from the second universe to the suns that became crusted during time processes. So from the second universe, they started transferring beings to the different suns that became hardened and turned into crust, right? We have mentioned this before. Since the third Sirius, that is the Ilona constellation, is the closest gate to the second universe, friends whom you call Adam and Eve were transferred to the first universe from the second universe from here. These friends were the first transfers, and they were sent here as a triple coat. They are Adam, Eve, and Devil, that you call devil. Okay, so the first three transfers to our universe, human transfers or like human transfers to our universe, or energy transfers to our universe, were Adam, Eve, and Devil or devil. 1. Adam is pure energy. Eve is creative power. These are energies we're speaking of before they got crust, before they got avatars, right? And devil is bright consciousness. Okay, Adam and the devil were sent as protecting guards of Eve because Eve is the creative power. And if they were to populate, they required that creative power. She was engrafted with creative power, creative force, and therefore she needed to be guarded and protected. Afterwards, many Adams and Eves were transferred from the second universe, and by this means, the group of mythological heroes, gods, and goddesses were constituted. Notice it didn't say many devils were transferred, but many different Adams. By this means, the group of mythological heroes, gods, and goddesses were constituted. Notice it didn't say many devils were transferred, but many different Adams. By this means, the group of mythological heroes, gods, and goddesses were constituted. Notice it didn't say many devils were transferred, but many different Adams.